morning, it's afternoon, evening, what the hell? There's been a few things that's been on my mind lately, and I wanted to discuss. Hey, baby love, how you doing, sweetheart? Hey, Dragon, how you doing, hon? We're a biker brotherhood. Hey, sweetie, how you doing, hon? We're in a biker community. Those of us that know, we know. And one thing that I've always looked at the history of our brotherhood, what made us us. In fact, I've done a video a while back about just that. Our brotherhood, where it stands, the history of it, how it began, the meanings of the cuts, certain symbols and all this other stuff. But one thing that I never discussed or anybody else has ever discussed until now, how Hollywood destroyed our culture, our brotherhood. The first movie that helped put the wrong taste in people's mouths was The Wild Ones. Y'all know that one, Marlon Brando. Hey, Kitty, how you doing, hon? Howdy, MK. Welcome, come on in. Everybody's welcome here. But I do say one thing, must be respectful at all times. Because those who show disrespect here will be humiliated and drug out and insulted because we don't care about your feelings here. So respect everybody, make sure everything's cool. But like I said, one of the things that no one has ever discussed, they've talked about the bad shit these clubs are doing, or these biker groups are doing, or these MCs are doing, whatever. But no one's discussing the real faith of our brotherhood, where it stems from. Everybody knows that Hollywood is a propaganda machine. If they could find a way of making money off of us, they're going to. They made millions of dollars off of tragedy. They make money off of exploiting certain things. Like I said, Hollywood is entertainment. But when Wild Ones came out, you can start seeing how people's standards in the motorcycle clubs changed. Because now everybody wanted to be that badass. Even after the diamond clubs were associated. the one percenters. The reason why they're one percenters for is because we walked away from the AMA, American Motorcycle Associations. They had everything all perfectly manicured. Your hair had to be exactly cut just right. Your uniforms were all the same as everybody else. You went to the few tracks here and there. Your motorcycle looked the same as everyone else's. The one percenters walked away from that. Started more so after World War II. When they came home, they wanted that adrenaline rush. They wanted to still be themselves. They wanted to sit there and be part of that picture again, but yet with that adrenaline, that uniqueness. They used their patches from when they were in the service. That's where the cuts started taking off. And let's discuss another propaganda bullshit. Another discussion that no one has talked about in forever, if not at all. I don't remember how long ago, if anybody has discussed this, but the most famous biker photo ever, again, that started the propaganda sitting there saying that us bikers are no good. We're out for trouble. We're out for sitting there causing all this mayhem and all this shit. Can anybody name where I'm talking about? Y'all name the city. Any real biker is going to look at that photo with all those beer bottles around that bike and all that shit, and this wannabe wasted little fuck holding up a beer. Now, the one thing that really gets me is that photo. Any real biker is going to look at that photo and see every red flag known to man. Because, see, a real biker is not going to have anything blocking his way. Because if he's got to get on that bike and it's an emergency, he needs to get out and scoot fast. He's not going to have the time to clean 50, 60 beer bottles that's around his scooter. If you need to make a clean getaway for like an emergency or something, something major is happening, you're riding for your life, you are not going to sit there and even attempt to do that. The guy in the photo, hey War brother, how you doing, my brother? You did a great live tonight, by the way. But like I said, when you put an idiot on a bike just for propaganda, that photo right there was part of the downfall again on how society viewed us bikers. They forget, and I hate using this word biker because it's thrown around like it's a rag doll in freaking Pee Wee Herman's hands, the movie theater. The term biker is overused and bastardized so many different times, it's lost its original meaning. I deep, or I should say, I delve into our history at full force. I go into detail about our brotherhood because I'm old school beliefs. Yep. See, and Hollywood is another place that we should all avoid because Hollywood is a known trafficking area. Child trafficking, that's why they stopped with the Mickey Mouse Club for. Is because some of the people were being trafficked. They were being sold for sex. Hollywood, Disney, Disney World, those are all the same things. They're all from the same entities. They are from the same community. They don't care about us at all. All right, how's she doing? My little furball from hell is making his presence known. But like I said, Hollywood has done more damage to our brotherhood, our community, than almost anybody else in the clubs could ever do. 1953, The Wild Ones, Marlon Brando busting in like he's a cat in heat and refrigerator. Paints that badass look, brings that badass to our community, which ain't really always necessary. Well, she's up in our prayers, bro, and same with you. And, you know, I'll have to make a run up your way as soon as I can get things taken care of. And that's the other thing. Our brotherhood, we look after each other. We take care of each other. We don't care what you look like. And, she's with us always. Y'all are lifted up in our prayers and our hearts. We look after ourselves. We look after each other. And that's one thing that I'm always saying. Hey, Pat, how you doing, um, our brotherhood is more for the community than anyone else. All these charities, they don't do shit. A lot of their shit, the donations that they get, goes in their pockets, not in the community of where it should be. Us bikers stand tall. Hey, I can eat. Trust me, I can eat. But like I said, our brotherhood. And I do get ridiculed for saying our brotherhood. It's like it is. It's our brotherhood. If you're out there on twos or threes and you've made a difference in your life, now granted, some are not able to ride anymore, but that don't make them less of a brother or a sister. See, when old Hollywood sat there and stuck its nose into our business, everybody's views on certain things started to change. You know, that's true. And now us brothers and us in our brotherhood community all belong to each other. We don't go out helping the community for a pat on the back. We do it because we care. We stand tall for our community. We stand proud to do it. We're not paid actors to sit there and go on TV, cry like a little bitch for 30 seconds and get paid $1 million fucking to say, oh, how horrible these kids are. Look at these kids, you know. Da, 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 da. We sit there and we do it because it needs to be done. Oh, Hollywood, they don't do that shit. Hollywood would rather have us divided amongst each other. That's why they have propaganda films. Or, excuse me, exploitation films. They have so many movies. Hey, evil brother, how you doing, my friend? Good seeing you again. I know who you're talking about, and that's Peckerwood. Damn, not got a cough for real. But yeah, uh, that is on another discussion that deal with but like I said, from 1953, Wild Ones came out. There has been so many movies of exploitations. You got Hell's Angels 69, you got Pink Angels, you got so many different sort of Hells Angels movies that exploit what we see today. That young kids seeing so many different times over and thinking that is what our brotherhood really is. Instead of taking it at face value and looking at what it really was, exploitation films. No, they wouldn't move to Florida, they'd move back to DC. Yeah. No, yeah, yeah. The Sons of Arthritis. You know, Sons of Arthritis, you can't call them anarchy because the only anarchy I ever seen was when we were trying to run out of there as fast as we could. Couldn't leave the store fast enough watching that shit. But I found some interesting things with it. I mean, there are some things to the deals, when they stood by the family, and they did bring, uh, yep, you know, when they stood by family, when they sat there and they were helping the community, that's what our brotherhood really was and is. Beyond the Law is a good movie. Yep. I have watched a few good movies because it is a true testament of what our brotherhood is. Like Dead in Five Heartbeats. That is a good movie. It talks about a guy riding around helping other people on his motorcycle, not asking for anything in return. Well, like I said, the hard lesson that we should learn is when we look at all these damn films as entertainment. Beckerwood and Hollywood exploit that shit. They demonized our brotherhood. They bastardized our brotherhood. They put a brown stain on our brotherhood. Because so many people you know I've traveled all this over this country on a motorcycle. I went from my home city and my home state up San Antonio, Texas, my proud home. Rode my bike all the way up to Dead Horse, Alaska, which is almost as far north as you can go. The second to the last city as you can go in the United States. Oh yeah, yeah. The Fastest Indian was a good movie. Oh yeah, yep. I remember that as well, brother. You know, that's the other reason why I don't care for cops. I could care less about them. I do respect our first responders, you know, like fire department, medic, and that. But a Leo, fuck no. The other reason why I don't care for these Leo bitches for is because they're trying to act like they're diamonds. I've done a video on them, and I will do it again. Hey Daniel, how you doing, my friend? Good seeing you again. You know, Leo, law enforcement bitches. And yes, I do call them bitches. I'll say it to their face. I don't give a fuck. What they gonna do? Cry like a little bitch they are? Oh. See, you got law enforcement bitches that's trying to be a one percenter, but yet they're upholding law. They sit there and they state they are law enforcement, but yet a couple of them will brandish that 1% tag. Now, are we not supposed to trust these law enforcement bitches? Are we not supposed to trust that they are above board and honest to its citizens that they are sworn to protect? How could you sit there and respect a fucking little piggy trying to be a diamond club that swore to uphold the law, swore to uphold protecting its citizens? Hand on Bible, hand up in the air. Why should we trust these little bitches sitting there every time trouble hits, they pull out their badges? But yet they're sitting there, they're breaking the laws. They're sitting there, they're beating people up for pleasure. They sit there and they take pleasure in walking the Diamond Club steps. You know, those bitches I can care less about as well. I don't either. Now, some rules are meant to be stayed, they're meant to be held, but for the most part, we're free. We were born free, we live free. I could walk into most clubhouses and not have an issue because the amount of respect that I've got for our brotherhood. I've earned that respect. Same with a lot of us here in chat. We've earned those respects. We've earned our rights. We've earned our cuts. We've earned our rights. We've earned everything that we've got. I can't say that for a lot of these bitches because they get mommy and daddy to buy them a motorcycle and they go on Temu and buy them little freaking wannabe patch and they sew it on and all of a sudden they're sons of anarchy. They think they're the baddest bitches in the fucking world. You know, I've known a few of these little bitches. And yes, I do call people bitches when they're acting stupid. Do I care? They get butt hurt? Nope. See, that's why I read right here. Yep. I've seen them on eBay. I've seen them on Temu. I've seen them on a couple of the other sites. And if I see it and I look at you and I know you're not of that, your cut is coming with me. I'll hand your ass to you. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. See, I could sit there and watch a person, how they hold themselves, if they are true to our brotherhood. Or if they're letting their egos write a check, their ass cannot cash. Us real brotherhood that believe in the codes of honor, respect, trust, loyalty, integrity. Now, that's something that most people have lost today, integrity. They have been so far shot by the idea of the bad boy image that they lost what our brotherhood really is. They lost themselves because they have this image that they have to protect. Now here, see, some of those are good, but you need to look at the reviews. When you're buying any of this shit online, like Temu and Fleabay and fucking, what's the other one? Witch Bitches or whatever the fuck that one is. If you look at the people, not just the product, you look at the reviews, you look at the customers, you sit there and you look at what it is, how others are discussing things. Because those people are the ones that already got their shit. Hmm. Oh yeah. See, that's why I pay attention to everything. I pay attention to every detail. I know everything around my surroundings. I'm always looking up. I'm always looking in between. I'm looking down. And I watch how people act, even when they think I'm not watching. I pay attention. I pay attention to how they hold themselves, how they talk to others. Again, that goes with integrity. If you don't got integrity, then you're just a fucking bitch. See, that's one reason why women are bad at math because they were told that this is 6 inches. There's a few people that I've called out a few times, told them right to their faces that they were hung like a frickin' tic tac. They could fucking Cheerios and not break it. Hell, they could even use the Cheerio as a frickin' hula hoop. Exactly, brother. Yep. See, like I said, I discuss things on here that most don't because that goes against their image, if you will. They don't want to offend people. They don't want to sit there and have that truth. Yep. Nope. This is 6 inches, not that. Here's a foot. Sorry, I took a few hits of my 420 before I came up here. Well, see, and that's just it, right there. Stand up for yourself because if you can't, why should anyone else? That is so true. That is so true right there. Because we need. Hey, Fab Daddy, how you doing, brother? Oh, I need my other glasses on. Oh, thank you for letting me know. All right, all right. Now, let me adjust my glasses so I can see you better. Like I said, I hit the 420. I hit my pipe, my pain reliever a little while ago before I started the live. So if I cough, forgive me. Oh, yes. And for those that are not sure about my shot glass, This is my shot glass. This is the one that Mike Ball wants. Pardon me. And the thing is almost as big as my forearm is. I had Hindu Kush and Magic Friday. See, like I said, on my channel, I discuss shit that most won't because they got an image to protect. Me, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to bring you the reality. I'm going to bring you what you need to hear, not what your ear wants to hear. Wow. See, because of my no nonsense attitude, I've got a lot of people hating me. Do I care? Fuck no. I don't invest my time in those who hate me. I invest my time for those who are wanting to be with me, be around me, accept me for who I am. I'm a knucklehead. I do knuckleheaded things. I'm a dumbass. I have done many dumbass things. As War said earlier on his live, I would rather hang around with a pauper than a key. Yeah, I've walked around with money. I walked around with 10 grand a day and never the same 10 grand twice. Mm. Oh, I still get triggered every now and then, but it takes the right situation. And sometimes the right situation brings out the worst in me. Because I fight for what I believe in. I stand for what I believe is right. I've always been told stand up for what's right, even if you're standing alone. Because by you standing alone, standing up for what you believe is right, is showing someone else they can too. You're the inspiration that someone else is looking for. Exactly. You know, like I said, I've had money. I've had a couple of jobs that paid me so well. I loved it. Am I impressed by money? Fuck no. I've seen what it does. You know, I would rather sit there and I talked with this little kid. I call him little kid because he's in his mid-20s, mid to late 20s, something like that. Maybe early 30s, pushing it maybe. Like I said mid 20s, early 30s, if that. I was on a journey. This kid was talking about a few clubs that I know very well. And no, I will not mention the club's names, because that ain't me. Yep. This kid was talking about his past transgressions, his stints behind the Iron Bar Hotel. I started laughing a little bit because he thought he was down. I'm going to look down upon him because he's been in prison for a while. I told him, I've got my issues too. I've been behind Iron Bar hotels. I've had my stays in those things. They're not fun. But I'd rather hang with an honest sinner than a hypocrite, goody two shoes, money bagged. Mm-hmm. Well, see, I'd rather hang around with a poor person, an honest poor person, than a lying rich person. Because an honest sinner you can trust. You can't trust a person that speaks with a forked tongue. When you slap them, you got to slap them both sides of the face so you got the right one. I'd rather hang around with everybody in our chat than a fake politician. Because we are the realest ones. We are the real ones. We are the ones that are still the backbones of this community. We are still the fabric which holds our brotherhood together. Nope. Money cannot buy you trust. Money cannot buy you integrity. Money cannot buy you loyalty. Now, however, with that being said, money can buy you loyalty, but once that money's gone, so is the loyalty. Those people that you trusted, as long as you're sitting there flipping the skin, they'll turn on you quicker than shit. They'll turn on you slicker than two eels fucking Dixie cup. Don't think it's real? Look around. Ask the people who's been there. They'll tell you. Oh, I believe you, Rick. Now, did you say you wanted oceanfront property in Denver, or did you want to sit there and uh, have it in Nevada? But see, that's the other thing. That's the other thing. We are all supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, right? Mostly, yes. But if you're in our brotherhood, if you wear a cut, even if it means that you're a non-club member, you're riding solo, you still got the cuts, whatever your favorite deal is, whatever you design your vest with. Like I said, whether you're club or not, I've seen people ride military, military cuts. They get treated just the same as we do on a regular basis because they wear a cut and they ride their bike. We're not given that fair shake like most everybody else does. If we don't got money, we're not treated equal. Bikers are seen as low life scums that we don't belong in society. There's laws against us. There's more laws against us than almost anyone else. Being Native American, I know what laws do and what laws aren't. See, the laws are not geared for us poor folks. They're not geared for us bikers. They never have. How many times have we seen the government get off scot free because they had the money? How many times have we been thrown in prison for minor shit? How many have we seen our brothers go down because of bullshit trumped up charges? How many? How many? I don't have enough fingers and toes on my body to sit there and count how many I've seen go to prison for bullshit charges. Just for riding a motorcycle, just for wearing a cut. How in the hell is that fair to everybody else? Just because we don't fit into their societies. You know, we don't fit into their norm. I would love to go back to England. England is a beautiful country. I loved it in England. England is also one of the reasons why I am on a no-fly zone. Oops. And yes, this is nothing new. I've talked about it many times before in several of the other videos. Exactly. See, that's just, again, for me. One of the things that we've discussed was part of my family's that Catholic bullshit. They said that I needed to get a planning for my burial. Well, when it's my time to go, I will not have a burial. I will not have a plot. Because, see, for me, no one is putting me in that damn box. I don't want some douchebag, knucklehead college kid wet behind the ears 100 years down the road dig me up and determine what was the last thing I ate. And I've seen people sit there dig up cemeteries to build apartment complexes in. There's a city just outside of Portland here that they dug up a portion of the cemetery to build a large apartment complex. And by law, they're supposed to tell the tenants of what was there, but they haven't. They didn't, and they won't, because money drives them. Now, how fucked up is that? White man sits there and cares so much about their dead. Hey, I hear you there. I hear you there, brother. My mind is lost, but this time I'm not looking for it. But like I said, the white man sits there and is so fascinated with money. Yeah, and see, yeah, and see, that's why I will not be buried. You know, Is this Ness here? Is this Ness here? I apparently missed him if he is. Or am I reading that wrong? Okay. Hey, I'm sitting there, it's like, okay, did I miss something? I try to keep as much in contact with the chat, but I'm not always guaranteed. So if I miss somebody, please let me know because I'm not always literate when it comes to reading. You know, I'm going to do another video on this. How Hollywood fucked up our brotherhood. Starting with that first one, the Wild Ones. Marlon Brando, 1953. I remember September of 1953. Ah, good. Okay. Well, see, that's one thing I love. You know, I love when people come into our chat, and I'm saying our chat because this is not my channel. It may have my name on it. It belongs to you guys as well. Yeah, the Wild Ones was the first bad boy biker image movie that Hollywood has ever put out. Marlon Brando. It's a good movie, but again, that was torn away from what our brotherhood really was. You know, yeah, we were the bad guys. We were the ones that stood out amongst the crowds because we did not fit in society. Most of those that came back from World War II wanted their identity to be themselves, not locked up in a fucking cage, dressed like everybody else. They wanted to stand out. That's why they made our brotherhood the way it was. Yeah, and you know what's funny? The only person, actually, there was only two people in that movie, Wild Hogs, that actually rode a motorcycle. One of them was Tim Allen. Yep. Yep. And what was the other? You got Tim Allen, John Travolta, and what was the other white kid's name in that movie? A nerd. Um, Tim Allen and the other white dude sat there and were the only two that actually rode motorcycles on a daily basis. You know, and see, that's one of the things that I thought was funny. Most don't know the history of it. Exactly. I think so. Yeah, the white nerdy kid. It's like I said, you got Tim Allen, John Travolta, and the other white kid. Um, I don't remember his name right offhand. Um, John Travolta knows how to ride motorcycles, but he don't. I think William Macy. Or I think Macy. But he's the only one that actually rides motorcycles. Yeah, too many times bending over. I like John as an actor, but I don't care for him personally. You know, I know I was laughing my ass off. I was cracking up because that was good entertainment, and he pulled that off. That scene, how he did that, was not scripted. There was a couple of things in that movie that were not scripted, which I love. I love looking at those. But like I said, Hollywood has bastardized our community, our brotherhood. Mm, yep. See, that's the other thing I will not use. I will not use Google because it's easy to hack and easy to get anyone's information from. You know, that movie, or the part of the movie with the bull, that was not exactly scripted either. That fear that you seen in his eyes is actually true. Because they didn't plan how it went, but it was funny. Oh yeah, same here. I got a little bit of road rash from a few of those canyon roads. But you're not living if you're not getting a little bit of road rash now and then. I'll be right back. I ain't gonna let you guys look fucking up. Don't even try. I'm back. Yeah, my back's got road rash, my shoulders got road rash, my chest got a little road rash, my legs got road rash, my face is born with road rash. I'm thinking, see, like I said, we need to educate these young bitches trying to get into our brotherhood, what really means to be a brotherhood, to be in our brotherhood, to lift each other up, not to be like sons of arthritis. You know, we don't belong in Stupidsville. Well, yep. Yeah, I was told put your nose to the grindstone while I didn't consider putting my face to concrete, or pavement. Man, now y'all making me thirsty, and I got this empty shot glass that has nothing to fill it with. And yes, I do one shot this. I have videos on it as well. This holds a lot. I was told I was a smart ass. It's like, hey, how'd you know I got dictionary tattooed across my ass? But one thing that I do and I'm proud of is I sit there and educate people. I sit there and I bring what everybody needs to know. I'm not monetized, so I can give a fuck. I don't have that worries of, oh, I'm going to be demonetized or whatever. I don't give a fuck. Because I'd rather bring something to you guys and help you guys look into things as well, to educate you, to bring something that no one else is. Because, like I said, they got that image to protect. Me, I don't give a fuck. I don't have an image to protect. Yeah, see, mostly everybody here wears what they want and all that stuff. You got full gear where you've got that one piece jumpsuit that's so padded you could be used as a ping pong. Hey, that's all right. We speak Japanese here, so. Yeah. See, those idiots that wear those things, they're usually riding those Can-Am Spider bitches. They're so ashamed wearing or riding that damn thing as we are looking at it that they don't want anybody to know it's them riding it. They will walk into a restaurant, couple people coming in wearing their helmets and all that stuff. They go in, take off their jumpsuit and their helmet, they walk out. So that way no one knows it's them actually riding that ugly piece of shit. Those are not motorcycles. Those will not ever be classified as a motorcycle in my world. Because those things are the most disgusting, foulest motorcycles with birth defect. Actually, I should say snowmobiles with birth defect. You know, it's a shame where you have to sit there and go all okay. I'm looking for something, so don't mind me real quick. Our society has become a bunch of fucking pansies. They need safety nets everywhere they go. They're afraid to live life to the fullest. They are afraid to be themselves. There's more sheep and stupidity because everybody lets fear run their lives. Oh, I gotta wear 10 miles of bubble wrap because I might hurt. I might fall and get, a bruise. Oh, Lord forbid I ever do something fun and exciting like that. Like I said, everybody's too worried about being safe than living because they allow fear to control them. They let fear dictate what they are and are not going to do. And it's like, why in the hell does anyone think they're living? What the hell did I do with this? Just, man, I hate this shit. I had I just had something that I'd saved, but apparently it did not save thus far. Was shit in a single and handbasket. That fucking sucks. Alright, well, there goes that idea. Oh no. Alright, now let's get back into here for a second. Alright. See, this thing right here is a trike. This is what a real trike is. It is not a Can-Am spider looking bitch. No matter how hard you try to make it look, it is not going to be looking that good. All right, let's see something real quick. Let's see if I can do it again. Now, let's see if that took this time. All right. Now, how can somebody call that ugly piece of shit a motorcycle? How in the hell can anyone? I'm looking at that thing. That thing's a huge disaster. That wants me to puke just looking at the fucking thing. That is a disaster and a half. That is not a motorcycle, never will be a motorcycle. Well, I don't ever think I'm going to be ever going to be crazy enough to sit there and be insulted, alive or dead, on one, near one, or even thinking about buying one. That ugly thing that I just showed is a one of those Can-Am spider things. A snowmobile company is the one that made those. I would never wish to have one given to a friend or even an enemy. I don't hate a person that bad to get one of those fucking things for. If I was ever to get one, I'd sit there and I'd have someone else ride it to a field and that thing got blown up real quick. But like I said, the whole idea of this video tonight, I would reach down right here and grab it, my little hole punch, and I'd walk out. I would say its last rites and sit there and says, now be with your creator and just blow the fuck out of it. Mm-hmm. See, my gun does not identify as a gun. It identifies as a hole punch. Not good. Let her know we're watching. We'll keep an eye on her. Well, see, Hollywood is one of the biggest factors in destroying our brotherhood. Now, what was I going to do? What was I going to do? What was I gonna do? You know, just in the 60s alone, there has got to be at least 30 movies about Hell's Angels of one sort or another. Hell's Angels versus zombies, and you know, Hell's Angels 69, Black Hell's Angels. I mean, there's a whole list of movies, propaganda films. No. And see, for me, oh yeah, yeah, there's a lot of clickbaits, and I've sat there and I've watched a few of them just for interesting views. And there's a few that I've been watching that's just funny as fuck. 10 things real bikers do not do. 10 things bikers do because they're stupid. Yeah, I know, I get that a lot. I do have a deal. I do love stories that just don't sound right. If you guys find stories that just don't seem right, please hit me up in Discord and I will do those stories because I love them. In fact, yeah, the story sounds wrong. If the story sounds wrong, do let me know because I love doing those things. I do love putting those things up there. Okay, good. Tell her we're all here for her and we're sending our hugs for her. I know how nightmares are. That's one reason why I don't sleep very often is because of nightmares. But like I said, I love doing those stories. I love sitting there, being able to sit there and put these fake clickbait bitches to rest. And so that way, everybody out there that watches these videos can see, hey, careful, these are clickbaits, or this just doesn't seem right. Especially when they're talking about the clubs. I've seen one a while back about a club. I did a video on it because I know the club members. I'm going, hey, dudes, look, here's this. And no, I don't bring up the club, whatever club it was. They know who they are. But like I said, real brotherhood means stand up for one another. For the price is already paid. And since nobody was able to guess the name of the city of the photo that started off all this bullshit, another propaganda bullshit made by media, Hollister, Hollister, California. Now, through that, there has been some great leaders of different clubs coming out of that, but they were not part of that propaganda. They seen past that bullshit. They even called it out. But because the damage is already done, it's already too late. They couldn't save it. Well, all right, let's see if I could find. Ah, here it is. All right. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, here we go. Uh-oh. All right, here that is. Here's that. See this photo right here. Let's see if I can get it to be a lot bigger. All right. Oh shoot. See that picture right there? I'm going to see if I can't get it a little bit bigger somehow. So let me stop sharing for a second, see if I can't get this thing zoomed in. All right. Shoot. Nope. That ain't it either. Jump into your horsey forts. All right. Let's see if I can't get this done up the other way. All right. I'm told that I'm good at multitasking. Slow. But yeah, that photo that I just showed was the infamous Hollister, California photo of where beer bottles are all over the fucking thing. Because now what did that just do with it? Just what the fuck did it just do with it? Man, don't tell me it didn't save again. Man, this sucks. These fucking things just don't want to fucking save. Ah, here it is. I'm still not wanting to fucking jump into you horsey farts. I swear, sometimes these are just fucking. All right, let's see if I can't get this thing zoomed in. All right, there we go. All right. No, I found it. All right. Now, can you guys see that a little bit better? I'm sorry to hear that, Brother Rick. You know, if you need to chat, I'm always here. You know, always someone here to help you, be there for you. And But see, like I said, this picture, there are so many things wrong with it, like all these beer bottles. Exactly. See, like I said, this picture right here, Hollister, 1947. This picture right here is the other photo that painted the wrong views on us bikers. Right here. That right there. The AMA, American Motorcycle Assholes, sat there and went along with it, knowing full damn well that douchebag on that motorcycle is not even a biker. He was one of the reporters. The guy standing behind him is a reporter. They got paid a lot of money to stage that. Now, you guys, this guy right here, not a biker. Guy on the bike, not a biker. The guy sitting next to the guy right back here is not a biker. They were all in on that photo. They sat there and they deliberately set that up to make us look bad. And right down here on the bottom, you see how they're all around the front tire and not around the back? They're all thrown specifically around the front tire. Yep. Hollister still does not allow bottles to be outside of the properties. Yeah. They had 30 beer bottles just around that bike. From kickstand forward. Yep. Yep. Now, granted, this was at one of the rallies, but still, when I seen this photo when I was a kid, I looked at the bottles. I looked at the bottles first. Then the guy holding the bike. This photo right here is what got me onto this kick that I've been on. The story sounds wrong. Because of shit like this is why I do what I do. Mm-hmm. I grew up in our brotherhood, so I know a thing or two about a thing or two. The rallies back then are not what they are today. They didn't have a lot of what they call open carry. California never had open carry like that. The person that owned that bike was not given permission for that guy to sit on. He was not even paid for the photo to be taken of his bike. Mm-hmm. Yep. See, a real biker will look at that and scream, as it should be, because a real biker knows that's fake as fuck. In rallies back then, if they had alcohol, whatever, they had a section sanctioned just for that. And you could not take any alcohol out of that sanctioned area. And it's usually all fenced in. Yeah, you don't. Like I said, the guy in the background, this tall fucker, he's the editor of the newspaper this fuck is the reporter for. And see, right here in his right hand, he has another beer bottle. He's sitting wrong on the bike to begin with. I mean, there's a whole bunch of shit that's in that. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Like I said, I looked at this whole entire photo. You know, it's got good Springer front end, well, girder front end. The bike is sweet. The bike is the only real thing in this whole entire photo, besides, of course, the building. Mm-hmm. Yep. See, like I said, the guy in the back right here is dressed wrong. The guy on the bike dressed wrong. From mid-section of the bike, I think I've counted 36 bottles around the bike. Both sides of the front tire and all that. Yep. See, like I said, I bring yep. See, I love doing these stories that sound wrong, that are wrong, that don't fit in the narrative. hmm Well, like I said, the guy that owned the bike did not give them permission to ride or sit on the bike at all. The guy that owned it was a returning POW from World War II. That right there screwed up society's beliefs in our brotherhood. I hate using the word bikers because, like I said, biker term has been bastardized so many times, it ain't even funny. Shit, yeah, he did. I don't allow anybody to mess with my bike either. I had this guy park within inches of my bike. I mean, he was literally that far from my bike. And I looked at him, I was like, what the fuck are you doing parking near my bike? He goes, oh, I'm just here to pick it up. Da, da, da. It's like, no, you move that damn thing or you need to renew your engine. He goes, what? I was like, yeah, you're going to end up having to replace your engine if you don't move your fucking truck. Yeah. See, it's been a long while since I've done that story on Hollister. I think I should do it again and go back in depth with it. to bring up a lot of things because I think this story is another one that needs to be discussed that no one else has discussed. Because that story is wrong. And back then, today's term would be that picture is used for clickbait. The guy that owned that bike hated the fact that they were sitting on his bike, hated the fact that all those bottles that were lined up, specific order. Now, if you're in a party, you're not going to sit there and lay down the bottles in a specific order to make it look like a bigger mess than it really is. No, it took him a long while to breathe right. Same with that big tall guy that started all this shit. Like I said, he was the editor of the magazine or newspaper, whatever the fuck it was. But see, a real biker, a real member of our brotherhood would never do that. They would never, ever do that to their bikes. Because the fact that one thing, I'm going to bring it up again real quick because I want to make my point real quick. See, pardon me, a real biker will know better than to allow all of this crap right here. And there's more in front as well. There's more here on the side and all this. This is supposed to be a biker rally that the AMA sanctioned, if memory serves me right. Yep. See, with this picture being here the way it is, a real biker is going to know not to do that. I'm proud to be one of the old dogs. I'm one of those graybeards. I grew up in a society where integrity, your word, trust, honor. About that, yeah. You know, see, I was told that I should color my gray, my chrome, because it makes me look old. It's like, nah. Oh, yeah. Well, I do have one brain bucket right there, and my other brain bucket is right there. This one's a full brain bucket. That one's a half brain bucket. Well, you can't. Betty White's gone. Jaleel White, I think his name, he's still around. But see, us graybeards need to show our grays, because it makes us distinguished. It shows we've done a thing or two, survived a thing or two. You know, you love me for who I am, how I am. If not, you can go fuck yourself. I don't sugarcoat nothing. I'm not Willy Wonka. If you want sugarcoat it, go to the Donut King or Dunkin' Donut. Hell, yep. Sure, I'm glad I did most of my stupid shit way before technology ever took over. No proof, because it was never plastered on social media. But like I said, you guys see a story that sounds wrong, hit me up in Discord, and I'll make sure it gets talked about. Because like I said, I discuss things that no one else will. Because they're afraid of offending people. They're afraid of losing their monetary or demonic, whatever the fuck. Uh, where they lose their money off their views or whatever. See, I'm not monetized, so I can care less. I can give a fuck. I don't care to be dictated what I can and cannot say on my own platform. That's controlling. I refuse to be controlled. Now, that's like me. I do that all the time. I got some stories that are on the back burner that I just have not had time to look at yet or do a story on yet. because other things came up and stuff like that. And having issues with my heart for a while and PTSD for a while. So, yeah. Fuck, I think I said shit, what, at least a couple of dozen times already tonight. I mean, hell, I must be burning in hell, and I know I'm pissing in someone's Wheaties. You know? Oh shit, that's right. We can't say fuck. I mean, fuck, we can't say shit. Damn. Them little bitches are going crazy. They're biting their knuckles. They're going, oh man, look, 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 look. They're writing notepads down how many times we say fuck or shit or damn or hell, you know. They are blowing at their seams. They are sitting there going, oh my God, look at what this dude just said. I mean, we should make sure he goes to hell. Yes, that's a win-win for me. Because I was told why I don't believe in heaven, why I don't believe in their God for. It's because your God is full of hate. Most of you Christians don't even follow the book you claim to be in love with. You cannot walk with God, dance with the devil at the same time. It is just impossible. And as your Bible says, I'd rather have you lukewarm, or I'd rather have you hot or cold for me, and not lukewarm. Because if you're lukewarm, I will spit you out of my mouth, and I will not defend you in front of my Father. And these little Bible thumping bitches think it's wrong for I know more of the Bible than they do. Like, yeah, I grew up in this shit. I grew up with this religion bullshit. I just decided to turn back the ways it was before white men came to my country. I believe in our old spirits. I believe in tradition. I believe in traditional family. Oh, speaking of Viking, Brother War, yes, thank you. That reminds me, I am writing a book on about a Viking. It's got the Viking storyline. I do got to get back into writing that. And I'm also writing another book called Review Mirror. One book is with the Viking background, mythology, and all this other shit. But both books have one thing in common: bikers. One book is called uh, Adventures of Gypsy. The other book that I'm writing is called View Mirror. I'm an asshole, so. See, for me, I would rather go to hell where people are honest with what they did. If you look at what religion did, Christianity, done so many countries, so many people's lives were destroyed because of religion. Me, I'm not, never will be religious. I'm very spiritual, and there is a difference. See, we all fuck up. No one is perfect. And those that say they're perfect are lying through their teeth. You know? See, I refuse to follow a God that is more blood on their hands. I believe more in the Viking traditional views and the Native American views, the pagan views, which the Bible is read, wrote, written, whatever the fuck you want to call it, from different spiritualities. The Bible was not made from just one Christian sect. A lot of the holidays Christians celebrate are pagan histories, are from pagan origins. Days of the week, pagan gods. Make her moan Monday, titties and taco Tuesday, make her wet Wednesday. I mean, all these things. Neither have I, neither have I, kitty. Mm-hmm. See, I was forced into a Catholic religion, and I rebelled at every chance I got. Because I couldn't stand religion. I couldn't understand why so many people flocked to service on Sunday, praised the Lord, gave to the Almighty God that no one has ever seen before, to people that have bloods on their hands. See, these priests, they're not priests. They wear the garb. They spew the same spews, but you got a lot of people that are in there for child molestations, murders, rapes, and all this other shit. all in the name of the Lord. How could you follow people like that? Why would anyone put anything in a man that wears an expensive shirt? That goes around spewing shit out of a Bible that he don't even believe in himself. People say that us that believe in drill tradition, old school, pre-Bible bullshit, are the heathens. You're the ones that are going to hell. Nah, we're not. Just because we don't believe your bullshit don't mean the same damn thing. See, I'm glad there's no more dinosaurs around right now because after a few shots of this, I guarantee you I'd be riding one of those bitches. The reason why T Rex was angry, it's not because he was born angry. He wasn't this. When he's getting laid, his old lady goes, "Hey, pull my hair," and he's going, "Bitch, I'm trying." I mean, you can only reach so far. And if he leans too far, he's flat on his face. Who's gonna help him? His old lady? His old lady's just the same as he is. Short arms. So yeah, that'd make him angry as fuck. And besides, you'd be angry too if your arms are so short you can scratch your balls when it needed to. I mean, that's why they got the short dinosaurs for it. With all those little spikes across their backs. And so that way T Rex can run over him so they can scratch his balls for him. He's not going to kill him. I mean, that'd be redundant. That's his favor source. You know, I mean, it's like having a voodoo doll. Whoever's got mine, please scratch my nuts. I'm on live, so I can't do it. With that being said, I do got to cut out. I got a few things I need to do, but thank you for showing up. Or you did a great job tonight on your live. I'm glad to have been part of it. Kitty, glad to have you here as well. Dragon, same thing. Uh, uh, Evil Rick, brothers, you need anybody to talk to, you know how to get a hold of me. If not, someone else does. Um, like I said, this little banister right here, lots of swearing and adult language, means that if you are easily offended, don't be near my channel. Because if I find something's offending you, you know what? I think that's funny too. And yes, I will express more of that. Like I said, I don't sugarcoat shit. You want sugarcoated something? Go to Dunkin' Donut. Love and hugs, son. Get some sleep. Get some rest. You know, before I go to bed, there's always one thing that I do. I bring these out, sit there, say, good night, my middle fingers. We got a long day tomorrow. You know, we had a great topic tonight, great discussion. I'm hoping everybody got something out of this. And yes, I will do more of this video. I will do a number two as soon as I can, but I'm going to get a few things set up before I do because I want to show people how fucked up Hollywood made our brotherhood. Bastardized the word biker. See, I treat everything as like it's a little, because a lot of things don't bother me anymore because I got some great people that keep me in check. Now, my knuckles are testament on when things go wrong. But I own up to it because I'm not always in control. We are our brother's keepers. And I love that because that means that we are part of a brotherhood that's bigger than us. Our family is worldwide. There's not a country you don't have one of us in it, one form or another. I will gladly help anybody that wants help with Discord or well, that too. Discord, StreamYard, all that stuff. I'm good with it. A lot of it's trial and error and things that I've learned throughout the years. But I'm glad to be part of our brotherhood because we've got structure. We've got family. We may ride bikes. We may ride motorcycles. We may ride our scoots out there. We may be out in the wind. We all have that same thing. So is mine. I'm always in Discord from one family to another. My kids is Discord, but even though it's off, don't mean anything. It just means less people bother the fuck out of me with bullshit calls. I do answer those that I respect and care for, but there are several that I avoid because they're bullshit and they're trying to get my goat. But with that being said, I thank you guys for coming in here. Farlap or Danielle, good to see you again, brothers. The other one that I don't remember right offhand, the other one that came in that I haven't seen forever, douche. You're always welcome here anytime. Um, Damn, I can't remember all of who was here. But anyway, you guys know who you were here. You know, Lisa, thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of the family. You know, I cannot say it enough. You guys are family. I'm always there for you 100%. One of the things that we need to do is we need to encourage one another. We need to help one another out. We need to lift one another up. We've already got so many people putting their thumbs on our joy. Sitting there, they got their throat or their feet on our throats. Yeah, Fab Daddy. And like I said, I don't remember who's all here. I just remember the gist of them. Um, Memory sucks, but it is as it is. Like I said, we already have so many against us. We need to turn that around. We need to help encourage one another. We see someone struggle, help them up. Because you never know. You may be the only person that's helping that person. And I hear so many times, well, I'm just one person. I can't do much. No, 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 no. Hitler was just one person. Look at what happened there. Stalin, same thing. Look at what happened there. Genghis Khan, one person. Look at what he did. Just because you're one person don't mean that you cannot be the greatest person out there. Accomplish majorly great things. The only thing holding you back is you yourself. Yeah, the situation may suck, but it's not permanent. See, I help people out because I know what it's like not to have someone in my corner. I grew up most of the way. I grew up doing shit my own self. I put myself through school. I worked my way through high school. I wasn't quite ashamed of what I was doing, but still, I did what I had to do to survive because I was a kid on the streets. I didn't have family backing me up. I didn't have family telling me not to do this, not to do that. My family was never there, hardly at all. I spent time on the streets. I spent time in foster cares. I spent time in hell. I help people because I know what it's like not to have anybody. I hang around with people. You guys in chat right now, I hang out with you guys because you guys are family. You guys have helped me through a lot of shit, even without you guys really realizing it. Seeing you guys happy, seeing you guys sit there and be encouraged to do something, to step out of your comfort zone, like Ward tonight. He did live. He did a great job. My hat off to you. My hat's off to you. because you did something you normally wouldn't do. You know? See, I wouldn't change a thing if I had the chance to, because I'm afraid if I changed some things in my past, it wouldn't make me who I am today. See, how could you be looking up if you weren't hungry to be above, to be the better person that you are today? I'm in no race with nobody but myself. What anybody says about me, I can give a shit less because it doesn't change who I am. Their input does not have an effect on my life. Same here, brother. Same here. Every day is a struggle. Every day, when I lay my head for the night, I'm woken up with flashbacks. You know, see, I'm in a race against myself to make myself better than I am from yesterday. I don't care if you're better at something that I'm not. I'm not in a race with you. I encourage that. I lift you up because of that. I sit there and wish you the best and to be the best you can be. I'm teaching a little girl, 16 years old. I've known her family for a lot of years. I'm teaching her how to play guitar. Her mother asked me, what if she was to be a better guitarist than you are? I looked at her, shook my head. That's great. I want her that. I want her to do that. I want her to explore new realms, new places. You know? See, that's why I don't have a past. My past can't haunt me because I know what I did. I faced my demons. I've done my time. I've earned my scars. I've earned my bullet holes. You know, I've earned my scars. But it never stops me from being me. It never stops me from encouraging each and every one of you guys to be a better person for yourself, to grow as your own individual person. Stand up for yourself to make yourself a better person for you, not anybody else. Only you can make you drink. We can lead you to the water, but we cannot make you drink. That is only on you. We can encourage you to do this. But if you don't want to do it, nothing we can say won't matter. So again, we encourage one another. We lift each other up. All good. Now, that's what we need to do. We need to teach these younger generations things because schools aren't teaching them shit. A lot of the classes that we had when we were young, they don't have. They're teaching our kids how to be gender neutral, how to sit there and be one of the many hundred different genders out there. No, yep. For me, there's a few people out there will attest to this. If you're not important to me, if you're one of these fake bullshit fuck nuts, I don't remember your name at all. I don't do this. Uh, what's that word? Pronoun bullshit, whatever the fuck it is. And for with these fake woke bullshit bitches, please. If you asshats were actually woke, you would look at how stupid you really are and how very little people care what the fuck you think because you're destructive little bitches. And yes, I called you bitches. And there's another person writing down on the letter saying how many swear words I have said. I'm being turned into by some asshat that lives in mommy's basement that gets scared at the sight of the sun. Now, there are a few people that I know that are in this woke bullshit. They're no gender or whatever, but I'm still respectful enough because that's how that person felt or people feel. Now, some of these people that I know personally, they've got trauma behind their belts to why they're the way they are. They have safe zones. I respect that. I honor that. I stand by them 100% because of their trauma that they had faced. Mm, but again, like I said, I need to cut this a little short because too late. But like I said, again, as I always close, I always encourage people. I always encourage them to do better than they did today. Make your life better for you. Don't change because someone doesn't want you to be you. If someone wants you to change, that means they're scared of you. And if there's multiple people coming after you, consider yourself a badass. Except for you, little fake cop, little pansy ass, little cunt. Yes, and I won't say your name because your name is irrelevant to me. You're just a washed up, wannabe, has been, knuckle dragging, dick wiggling, frickin' diaper eating, painted ass fake cop. You bring yourself into your own hell. You get attacked because of your own stupidity. And until you realize that, no one will respect you. I don't respect you. I don't care enough to respect you. I know more than I want to know about you. But yeah, there's things I don't say because it's none of my business. I know who you are. I know where you're at. Your information's not hidden. Well, same here. But like I said, I'm surprised that little fucknut didn't pop in like he normally does, but hey, I'm blessed without him. But it don't matter what cut you've got on, whether you're a mom and pop riding club, 99% club, 1% club, a diamond, it don't matter. Don't matter what you ride, except, except the ugly, useless. Let me bring that thing up real quick. I'm getting better at this deal. See, if you're stupid enough to ride one of these damn things, no. See, right back here, it's got a baby seat. You know, they've got a baby seat. That's how safe this damn thing is. Well, yeah, if you're riding that thing, you can go fuck yourself. You're not a biker. You're on a snowmobile with birth defect. Get your head out of your ass and buy a real motorcycle. Those things want to make me puke just looking at it. Now it's just a picture of it. And I said, I don't care what you ride, even if it's one of those, because that's your ride, not mine. I don't have to like it. You do, because it's your journey, your ride, your experiences, your tales to tell. It is. There's snowmobiles with birth defects. The company that makes those make some of the best snowmobiles out there. That's what they're mostly known for. See, even the riders of those damn things are ashamed of riding them because they're wearing all solid colors. They're in jumpsuits with blacked out helmets, so no one sees their face. 'Cause they don't want to be ridiculed by their own peers, by their own family. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, we love you guys. Thank you for showing up tonight. I'm glad you guys are here. Thank you for sticking through the end of it. I hope something came out of this knowledge wise. Like I said, I'm going to do a number 2 of this. Yeah, I seen more of those damn things wrecked because they don't corner very well. Night, Kitty. Sweet dreams. Night, Rick. Good seeing you, brother. And all the other lurkers that didn't chime in, say anything, make sure you hit your like and subscribe button, do all the other shit, so that way you guys could be entertained by an asshole that don't give a fuck about your woke shit. That's not afraid to call you out in your shit. But I'm respectful if you respect the people here. See, respect is one of the key things in life. Trust is a key thing. Respect, integrity, honor, loyalty. Those things money cannot buy. But anyway, again, thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. We love y'all. Y'all need anything, holler. I'm always here. My Discord is usually off, but I'm always on it. So with that being said, you guys have a great night.